So we back with another video, and today we coming at y'all boys with another jump shot video, and today we're gonna be going over the jump shots in the game that I tested. Now I've tested every single jump shot in the game season 1, but season 2 they added new jump shots, season 3 they added new jump shots. Now a lot of the stuff I went in this video originally will not be in this video. You will have to go back to that video. I went over a lot of things. I went over shot attributes for release height, defensive immunity, timing impact, release speed. I even went over like the shot release timing and what that affects and stuff like that. I'll go over it briefly, but if you want the full detailed discussion going over that, you want to go to that video. Also, when it comes to the shooting badges, I will put that at the end of this video, but I already went over that, so it's not going to be nothing really too different. But we're going to be giving y'all pretty much a detail on every single jump shot in this game that's been added since the beginning of season 2. So like Lethal Shooter, Devin Booker, Ray Allen, all these jump shots will be discussed in this video. If you guys want more videos like this, all you gotta do is like the video, subscribe if you're new. No more talking though, let's hop into it. Alright, so real quick, we're gonna give y'all a little brief summary. I said I wasn't gonna go over this too crazy. Like I said, I'm not going over it too crazy. You wanna see the full summary of the shot attributes and shot release timing, pretty much you gotta watch the original video where I went deep detail. I don't want the video to be too long. But shot attributes, release height, that's just gonna be how high the jump shot gonna be when, like, you know, when people will spin on LaMarcus Aldridge because you were jumping high, it's pretty much what that means. So rather it means like how high the release point is. So either you're jumping high or you're just putting your arms up high for the release point. Defensive immunity, that's how hard it is to get a contest on you. Release speed, how fast the jump shot gonna be. Timing impact, how easy it is to green. Now, pretty much all 4 of these things can be extremely capped. So when you see a jump shot like Kyle Kuzma, you see a jump shot like LaMelo Ball, they'll have all A+, but then timing impact will be like a C. Now, timing impact can be very capped when it comes to that green part. So let me go over what timing impact really is important for. The main thing timing impact is important for is like when you get a contest, your jump shot is going to speed up. Whenever you're running out of stamina, your jump shot is going to slow down. Timing impact will affect that part of the game. Also, when it comes to you getting different timings off catching shoots, off of just certain moves, that also will affect timing impact. So timing impact is anytime your jump shot will be affected by how long the time of the jump shot will be and how big the green window will be on your jump shot. Now, like I said, all these 4 attributes can be capped a lot of the times, but yeah, it just kind of is what it is. So some jump shots that jump high can still be really fast, like LaMelo Ball, but there are other jump shots that jump high that are just slow, like Kevin Durant, like Ray Allen. But you also got some other jump shots that don't jump off the ground at all, but they're going to be way faster than any of the other jump shots because you don't have to really do anything but the release. So yeah, that's pretty much the shot attributes. Then when it comes to the shot release timing, the shot release timing is really easy. So when it comes to me, what I use is early. Now, what a lot of people do is when they like to fade, they use very late because the way the shot release timing is just your wrist. It's just the flick of the wrist, nothing else. It doesn't change the timing of your jump shot. Like when it comes to how your player looks, only thing that's gonna change is your release. Your release is gonna be based off your shot time and release time, and whatever releases you put on. So if you go with Oscar Robertson, it will definitely speed it up. But also if you go with a different shot release timing, it'll slow it down too. So it's kind of confusing because it doesn't change the timing of your jump shot, but it changes the timing of the jump shot because of the release. So like the base is gonna always be the same. No matter what, the base will always be the same. But the shot release timing will always change your releases. So if you want to go with very early, it'll be like an instant flick of the wrist. You go with a very late, the flick of the wrist will be a lot slower, so you can actually get a real better sync point. So if you're a person that really likes to look at your person to know when exactly to release the button, go with very late. Now, another thing is, from my experience of using shot release timing, I haven't noticed where it actually affects like contests. So say for instance, you hold X button on a very late and you hold X button on a very early, you'll get the same contest regardless of how long your wrist is. So hopefully I explained that right. Not going in too crazy detail. I hope I explained that right. There are other badges that you can really put on for contests. Defensive immunity is probably one of the most important things as well, but don't put your shot release timing expecting that to really negate contests. I tried that. It didn't really do much for me. It may work for certain jump shots like Curry, like Ray Allen, but when it comes to like the main like low timing impact jump shots, I don't really see it doing anything for you. So I was checking my analytics. Even with 100K, we still have 80% of you guys not subscribed. I don't know what else I gotta do. Now, if you guys want to get more in touch with me, you can join the Discord. But how you watching my videos and not subscribe? Subscribe! It's that simple. Alright, and next, let's go over the best jump shots in the game. Now, when it comes to the best jump shots in the game, we're gonna go over the jump shots for guards, wings, and bigs. Not gonna give y'all too much. So, when it comes to this, the jump shots I would cite are the best ones in the game is LaMelo Ball and Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry, I can't get it on this build because I have to have a 92. I have another way I make it. Pretty much, I go with this, and that's the other version I go with, and I have it where it's like 91, and the blends I go with is 5149. The blend is also very important when it comes to making your jump shot. You'll always understand that. But yeah, the two I use is either Curry or LaMelo. But if you want to go with some other ones, there are some really decent ones as well. Now, Cole Anthony, I think it's called. Cole Anthony right here is very underrated one that a lot of people like to use if you have a lower three-point rating and you don't really like LaMelo. But if you have a lower three-point rating, I would probably say go with LaMelo. Trey Burke is a newer one that I had to test. That didn't start off in this game, but honestly, I'm gonna be honest, if you have Trey Burke and Allen Iverson, I probably would say Trey Burke is better. I don't know what is even the purpose of them even having Allen Iverson in the game. I honestly think Trey Burke is better. Now, Devin Booker, honestly, for me, it's just too slow. That's the only thing I say about it. It's just too slow, me personally. Now, I've seen a lot of people in my videos talking about they liked it. If you're a spot up, I can see you using it. Me, I just can't use it because it's too slow. It kind of it's kind of like Klay Thompson, but you can use it on smaller guards as well. So yeah. There's some other jump shots I would recommend. I think a very underrated one in this game is James Harden. You can also go with like a Dwayne Wade, a Trae Young. Those are really good. A Kyrie, Darius Garland, a Damian Lillard. Pretty much anybody that can shoot in real life. Now, another one that I find to be very underrated in this game is John Wall. Now, when it comes to the releases, I don't want to skip this. I kind of glossed over this a little bit in the first one. But the releases, I think for the guards, the best ones is Oscar Robertson, Stephen Curry, Matt Thomas. Now, the way I do it, I always have Oscar Robertson, and I'm either going with Stephen Curry or Matt Thomas. Now, you always got to figure out for your base which one works better for you. Either you're going with Oscar Robertson as a release 1 or you're going with it as a release 2. But you got to figure out which one works better for you. And when it comes to the Matt Thomas and the Stephen Curry, it's just going to get you the best stats possible. Now, when it comes to the blendings, I like to go with. I like to blend my jump shot to be able to have the best attributes possible, but at the same time, I like to have it at these like thresholds where it's 75-25, 85-15, maybe a 60-40, or even a 50-50. That's how I like to do it. Now, I always try to blend the jump shot every single time towards Oscar Robertson as well. So all that is very, very important for me and how I'm gonna go about it. Now, for you, how you want to go about it, that's really on you. But pretty much when it comes to these jump shots, that should be it's definitely more jump shots that you can use, but when it comes to testing them, those are the ones I found. Now, people be commenting on my videos lethal shooter, but personally, from my experience, lethal shooter, I can see, I'm gonna go over it later in the video, but like the jump shots like lethal shooter and Harden, they don't really get no lift off the ground. Like Darius Garland don't really get no lift off the ground. So I like my jump shots where it jump a lot higher, like the LaMelo Ball. So yeah. All right, next is gonna be pretty much the wings. This is kind of like the most popular builds. Now, especially with the 6'6" builds being a lot more popular this season, I feel like the jump shots are gonna be really, really plentiful for y'all boys the whole year. I'm gonna be honest. But when it comes to the new jump shots that I really gotta go over, it's really just Ray Allen. I mean, I don't think you can get Devin Booker on this height. You can, but yeah. So Devin Booker, Ray Allen, lethal shooter. These are all new jump shots you can use. I don't know if there's any other ones that I tested that were new, but yeah, Ray Allen pretty much. Me personally, it's too slow, and like the release on it is always fast. So if you want a jump shot that's kind of similar to like the older 2Ks, like 2K15, 16, even 19s of the games, yeah, Ray Allen is the jump shot for you. It's not gonna be crazy fast. It's really just gonna be like a regular speed jump shot where you're getting high in the air. So Ray Allen is a decent jump shot. It's not like, it's really not too slow like the Larry Birds, like the Kevin Durant of the world, but it's not fast like the Kuzmas and stuff like that. So yeah. Now when it comes to Devin Booker, again, I can see more people using this, but honestly, I don't see what's the point of using Devin Booker when you can just go with Klay Thompson. So I don't really advise people of using Devin Booker. So those are the jump shots I would say aren't really that usable. I can see people using Lethal Shooter. I just think Lethal Shooter is really more of a spot up jump shot than anything. So Devin Booker, Lethal Shooter, spot up. I feel like Ray Allen could be a little bit more utilized because more people can use it. It's just a little on the slower end, so I don't see a lot of people trying to use that. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. But the best jump shots in the game still to this day are still the same on these builds, I'm gonna be honest. So let's go ahead and break these down. I think Ray Allen could have a good little honorable mention, but I don't know if it's on the same level as LaMelo Ball. We all know how LaMelo Ball is when it comes to the Kyle Kuzmas. You know what I'm saying? Kyle Kuzma is crazy. Like I said, the shot attributes are just capped, so you can't really pay too much mind on that. Now, another jump shot, I'm not really a Brissett guy, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna start trying to try it. This kind of reminds me of like the John Wall for like the 6'4" and under, but it actually reminds me of Steph Curry. It's like, I say it's like the off-brand Steph Curry, but stats wise it's like the John Wall, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel like people comment O'Shea Brissett a lot. From my experience, I didn't like it that much. The one I like that's kind of like off-brand that a lot of people don't really use is Bielisa. Bielisa personally is the one I can go around and use. So yeah, right here. So Bielisa, I like this. If I'm on like a spot up, it's pretty much the most auto spot up jump shot in the game for me. Now, when it comes to other jump shots you can use, everybody be coming in this on my videos. Kobe Bryant, someone just say Kobe Bryant. People be saying Jimmy Butler, but the one I would probably recommend after Bielisa for spot ups is Caldwell Pope, if I can find it. Yeah, Caldwell Pope. Caldwell Pope is a really good jump shot for spot ups. It's just a little bit on the slow end. It's like a slower Ray Allen. That's what I would really describe it. Now, Vince Carter, I think Vince Carter is really like the best like legend player jump shot in the game when it comes to all the legendary players. Michael Jordan is cool, but like it's just so slow. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really advise anybody using that. So yeah. Another jump shot is default swing. This is what I use on my no money spent build. So if you want a jump shot that's really low 3-point rating requirements, default swing is pretty auto. So you really can't go wrong with that. So yeah, and I really be doing a lot testing these jump shots for y'all. Like I be shooting so like, not gonna even talk about it. But yeah, releases for the 6'9". I can't really troll y'all on it this time. So releases again, every single time it's gonna be I was gonna say Scotty, Oscar Robertson. But when it comes to Oscar Robertson, you can go with release 1 or release 2. It's really on you how you want to do it. Now, I for the majority of the year have been using it as a release 2. At the beginning of the year, I was using it at the release 1. Then I started getting on the release 2 wave because I think a lot of people doing it, so I just started trying it and I just never changed it. But I think I do like release 1 as my main, like whatever I think is the better release, I think I'm gonna start just using release 1 as that. Now, for the secondary one that you want to go with, it's a couple you can go with. Larry Bird is phenomenal. That's like my main one I always use. Now, if you're not using Larry Bird, you can go with Tatum or Klay Thompson. Those, I feel like Klay Thompson probably gets you the best stats most consistently. If you're using Kuzma, I would say Larry Bird. But if you're using like any other thing, I think Klay Thompson probably gives you the most consistent stats. But yeah, to go alongside, let me go ahead and put on Kuzma because that's what I actually think the best jump shot is, just to show y'all what the stats would look like. You would max this out. I would blend it more towards Oscar. Now, what I would probably do for Oscar on a 6'9" is probably blend it more towards 85. Now, this is what I do if I'm not 6'9", because I don't know if you noticed, for me making these smaller builds, especially the 6'6", especially my 6'5" shark, the shorter you are, the faster it is. So what I do is, if I have a shorter build, I kind of blend it more towards 50. So if I'm on like a 6'5", I'll probably go 60-40. If I'm on like a 6'7" or a 6'8", I'm probably at 75-25. But pretty much 6'9", I'm always like 85-15. So that's pretty much what I use for my 6'5" to 6'9" builds. Alright, and last but not least is going to be the big man. Now when it comes to the best big man jump shots in the game, now I have all these joints right here for y'all. So first one we're gonna go over is Lethal Shooter. I think Lethal Shooter for bigs is definitely useful. Now, I want to go over this real quick because the one thing that's really important for bigs, y'all need to find y'all the best releases. So, when it comes to the best releases or the Oscar Robertson release for the bigs, I feel it's Kelly Olynyk. It's the best release in the game for bigs to speed that jump shot up as much as possible, because the main thing for bigs is the jump shots are just kind of slow. So what I like to do is have Kelly Olynyk as like an Oscar Robertson, like replacement for big, since y'all don't get Oscar, and put that on. So the first jump shot I'm gonna give y'all is Lethal Shooter. Now, like I said, this is kind of for more spot ups, but it's a good base. I just don't really like it for creation. But for bigs, that's not really that big of a deal, because most of the time you're gonna be picking and popping as a big or spotting up. So that's not that big of a deal for y'all. Now, another jump shot y'all can use is Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh, this is pretty much like if you're a big and you're auto, you're pretty much going to be using Chris Bosh or Brissett. It's really that simple. Now, Chris Bosh, every single time I've seen somebody using Chris Bosh, it's pretty much green. Consistently. Contested, open, wide open, green bean. Just that simple. The only thing I say about Chris Bosh in comparison to the other ones on this list is that it's just slower. That's really all I can say about Chris Bosh. It's just slower. So, yeah. The next one, I call this Curry all the time, but O'Shea Brissett. On bigs, I can see you having to use O'Shea Brissett. O'Shea Brissett is pretty much the best all-around probably base for bigs, because I can see you using this if you're trying to ISO. I can see you using this if you're trying to make like a big guard. I can see you using this if you're trying to spot up. So yeah, I think O'Shea Brissett is definitely up there. It's just not for me. So that's just fine. It's just not for me. Now, when it comes to the one I think is the best, is Bielisa. Because like I said earlier, for the 6'5" to 6'9", Bielisa is what I think is the best spot up base in the game for me. Now, you can take any of these four and see what's best for you, but that's what I like for me. Now, other jump shots that a lot of people do use, I didn't like it personally when I tested them, but Giannis Antetokounmpo, people use that. Karl-Anthony Towns is one that people use, but I think those four are just far and away the best jump shots in the game for big men. Now, when it comes to the releases, now, so like I said, Kelly Olynyk is the release you want to use as a big man. That's the one you want to use. Whether you're using a release 2, release 1, that's really on you how you want to do it. I like it as a big man. That's like my favorite one. Now, to go alongside it, there's a lot of releases you can put alongside it. So for release 2, I think you get Bird. Yeah, you can get Bird on your jump shots. But look, the release speed, it completely destroys the release speed. So Duncan is a really good release. Kevin Love, wherever Kevin Love is, Kevin Love is another good release. And there's one more. Kevin Love reminds me of like a Stephen Curry kind of. You see how he kind of got that little follow through? Kevin Love kind of has that little smoothness to it like Stephen Curry. I'm not gonna lie, I can't really remember the other release. I've said it every single time in the videos, but yeah. Tim Duncan, Kevin Love. Kevin Love I like more for Kelly Olynyk. Some of them you're gonna have to use Tim Duncan because they're gonna give you better stats, but if you just don't care about the stats, like I said, sometimes it be capped, just go with Kevin Love, Kelly Olynyk, and just find you the perfect blending. Now, when it comes to other bases you can use, there's a couple of different bases you could actually use for bigs. Bielisa, like I said, Lethal Shooter, like I said, Chris Bosh, like I said, but another good one is the new rookie Paolo Banchero and the Jabari Smith guy. These are pretty faster ones if you guys want something a little faster. The only thing is, it's just like you're gonna kind of mess up your stats doing that. So what I say is, pretty much just try to make sure that you blend your stuff as perfectly as possible as you can find you one, and just stick with it, and you're gonna be fine. Now, like I tell you all the time on these jump shot videos, don't be like me and test every single jump shot. Now, if I'm giving you guys jump shots, yeah, find you whichever one in this video fits for you. Stick with that for the rest of the year and you'll be fine. It's just that simple. You're gonna get that joint down like muscle memory. The reason why Tyson used to be so cold at them, whatever his play style is, because he had the muscle memory. He stopped playing the game. He's not nearly as good anymore because he doesn't play the game nearly as much as he used to, because it's not muscle memory for him. So yeah, I'm just letting y'all know, man. Anything that I give y'all in these videos, I put the time in to give y'all for a reason. I'm gonna give y'all the shooting badges at the end of this video again for the people that haven't got to see it. But yeah, that'll be at the end of the video. If you guys want more of these videos, like the video, subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications, share the videos, all help. Gonna be another code within this video. And also, when it comes to all the stuff, when it comes to the shot attributes, the early release timing, all that stuff, if you want to see the full detailed part of that, go watch the original video of this video. It goes in a much bigger deep dive on stuff like that, because that's what that video was really mainly for, to go over everything for jump shots. But yeah, another thing that I didn't go over was hot zones, but I feel like people know that by now. That's been happening for like almost 10 years now. We at 2K23. So yeah, but yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. Like the video, subscribe. Like I said, if you haven't done that, you kind of an op. Comment down below the album. Without further ado, man, it's your boy Fitz. Out there, man.
Yeah, I got 406. Oh yeah, I got a bone out of 6. Hanging a ton of the dick.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Alright, next is the shooting badges. When it comes to the shooting badges, we have the same tiers. Let's go over the badges. Agent 3s, when I first went over it, y'all killed me in the comments down below. And y'all grilled it into my mind that Agent 3s is more than just off the dribble 3s and stuff like that. It's really, well, off the dribble is like fading. When I'm saying off the dribble, I'm meaning like fading. When I'm thinking of like standstill, but even if that's off the dribble, like a guard, that's really like, I say standstill. But it's pretty much for anything as a guard. Like anytime you're playing as a guard, whether it's off the dribble, like off the bounce, or like a fade, or even like off a hop back, it doesn't really matter. It's really, really a great badge. And now when I'm saying hop back, I'm not saying like hop jumpers. Hop jumpers, I know that's not Agent 3s. I'm talking about like the LeBron step back, because apparently it's stop and pop, rhythm shooter, and circus 3s from last year all in one badge, which is very, very crazy. In my opinion, very, very unbalanced. But it is what it is. I'm still gonna say Agent 3s. Agent 3s is either broken or top tier. I really don't know if it really needs to be nerfed. I think the only thing that needs to be nerfed about it is that it seems like it does more than what it was supposed to actually do. So that aspect I can see being broken, it needing to be nerfed to be what it's actually meant to be doing. But I can also say it's top tier because definitely a top tier badge. Maybe it doesn't need to be nerfed and it was always meant to do that. So that was a weird one. And one thing I'll say about Agent 3s, from my experience of playing 2K, usually I don't even be able to have beyond silver Agent 3s. The only time I ever have that is on my 92 3-point build, and I only have one of those. I will be making a 99 3-point build, but I'm gonna be honest. Agent 3s really makes the difference between like an 89, an 85, an 83, a 92 3-pointer. Not really that significant, bro, because it does everything. It really makes your 3-point rating not matter as much, if that makes sense. So I would say, yeah, it can be broken, but I don't know. That really depends. Yeah, bro, that's the only time. Like, catch and shoot is really for spot ups. Agent 3s is for pretty much people that have the ball in their hands majority of the time. You feel me? Amped, I'm still in a love-hate relationship. I really, like this past season, I really didn't test it too much. At the beginning, I tested it a lot, and I just gave up on it. Because, honestly, bro, when I have the badge on and when I don't, I see literally no difference. I don't feel like I lose stamina any different. I don't feel like I miss more. I don't feel like I green more. I don't feel like I green less. I feel genuinely no difference. I feel like Amped would be a better badge if whites went in, but due to greens being the only thing that goes in, once you play the game for so long, you'll get used to pretty much how the shot timing is gonna change, so and so. So I stopped playing for like a week or two, really. Came back, it was a little off the first game, and then after that I played like 5 more, and it really didn't even matter no more. I'm gonna be honest. So I say Amped, I can see it being usable for certain people. Maybe you don't play the game a lot. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, you really are a dribbler, so you really do need it. But for the most majority of people that play 2K, I don't think it's necessary. I would say it's just usable. Blinders, in my opinion, I would still say this is a top tier badge. Anything that's for contest, in my opinion, is a top tier badge. No, it doesn't actually negate contest. But when it comes to people to green contest, it makes a big difference. But it's only when it comes to like from the sides. So it doesn't matter if they're running from the side, hands up from the side, jumping from the side, really good. So a lot of people that use screens, it's gonna be really, really good. You know what I'm saying? But even if you're not, even if you're a spot up, even if you're just an ISO, it doesn't really matter. Good badge in my opinion. Just doesn't work the same way that it always did. Catch and shoot, that's another top tier badge. This is really like probably not, it really depends. It's either this or Claymore as the best spot up badge, where we're gonna go ahead and throw Claymore up there. And yeah, both of those badges are really good for spot ups, pick and pops, whatever it really is. I feel like Claymore is not as good of a pick and pop badge as catch and shoot. I feel like catch and shoot is a little bit more bilingual for those type of builds. But yeah, I say Claymore is definitely still top tier. Clutch shooter, definitely top tier badge. Honestly, bro, I feel like on a build you don't really need but Agent 3s, clutch shooter. that's it. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe volume shooter can help you. I use Agent 3's clutch shooter, space creator, volume shooter. Sometimes I run limitless range on my build, but like I only get it bronze on most of my builds, so it really depends. Leandra go fits the GOAT. Blinders and Agent 3's fire. Yeah, I mess with those. But yeah, Comeback Kid, whenever you have to be down 7 for this badge to work. Not the most ideal badge in my opinion off that alone. It does help a lot. So say for instance you're going in a wreck, one person with like all randoms, top tier badge. If you're playing with a full 5, you're playing 3s with a full 3, you're playing 2s with a duo every single time, I don't really see the point in this badge. Now I honestly actually in 2s I can actually see it, because in 2s it's not really like back and forth, it's make it take it, so you're gonna have to make a comeback sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So I can see Comeback Kid being good for 2s, but I feel like this is really a badge for like people that play at randoms a lot, so I'm gonna just say it's usable. Corner Specialist hadn't been working for a while. This is still gonna be up in the air. I'm gonna say for now don't use Steel, because it just really wasn't doing anything for anybody for the past 2 seasons, so we're gonna keep it at don't use until further notice. Deadeye, another badge that's for contest. If it's a contest badge, in my opinion, definitely a top tier badge. Anything that helps you be able to green higher contest, in my opinion, is broken. But in this game, since it doesn't negate the contest, it takes the broken ability out of it. It now makes you have to green it, where the green window is extremely small. So only select few gonna be able to green those type of shots consistently. I'm not even able to green those shots consistently when it comes to the higher, but when it comes to like those 10 and under, 20 and under, all that makes sense. Now, one thing I'll say about Blinders and Deadeye, these badges are significantly better on a 90 plus 3 ball than like a 83 and below 3 ball. So if you have like an 85 and 89, you in that good little middle threshold point where you can hit those, but the 92 and plus, they hit those consistently. So I feel like those builds are really more catered to for Blinders and Deadeye, but I feel like other builds definitely can use it as well. Green Machine, this is another badge that I feel like, I don't know how I forgot this, but yeah, Green Machine, Agent 3s, those are probably like the legit 2 badges that probably work on every given shot for me. But yeah, Green Machine, you have to get consecutive greens for it to actually start to function. But in this game where if you don't green, you miss, it's of the utmost importance in my opinion, so it's a top tier badge. Guard Up, another contest badge, but this one in my opinion is not really that crazy, because the way this works is it doesn't, like, it literally does nothing. At least Deadeye and Blinders does a little bit of something. This does nothing for the contest. It just allows you, no matter how closely guarded you are, no matter if they came from the side, no matter if they came from the front, no matter how closely guarded, depending on where the hand position, if it's not up, if it's out, if it's not in your face, if it's not in a good position, you'll be able to green that shot now. So Guard Up, in my opinion, for certain people is going to be amazing. For others, I don't know. Limitless range, obviously, don't even need to really go over that. Depending on what tier you have, you don't even have to use the limitless range take if you're on next gen. Current gen is a really easy choice for you because you just got sharp take. It's not like splitting it up or anything like that. But limitless range, definitely a top tier badge. Like, what are we talking about? Mini Magician, this is really usable, really a build specific, only for like the select few that really love their mid ranges. Me personally, I like doing 3s or dunking the ball because those seem like more automatic points for me. But whatever you want to do, do it for sure. Slippery off ball, I don't really see people having enough badge points to use it. I do think slippery off ball can go up now because of the fact they did make that change where now if you're moving off ball, it doesn't drain your adrenaline boost. So I can see that badge now being a lot more utilized, but even still, I don't know, like, because if you're struggling to shoot, you're gonna need other badges. If you're really good at shooting, you're gonna be putting on a lot of these like contest badges before you put on a slippery off ball. But if you feel like you want to throw on a slippery off ball, it is a good badge. It is a good badge. I just don't see a lot of people actually putting it on because they're gonna put on other badges before it. Space Creator, in my opinion, no question, top tier badge. When it comes to doing step backs, hot backs, all that type of stuff, really gonna make you be able to shoot a lot of those a lot better. Makes a significant difference in my experience. You will be able to shoot them without it, but when you put it on, it's gonna be pretty much like you're getting automatic greens every single time. Next is Volume Shooter. Volume Shooter, in my opinion, is a top tier badge. Top tier easily. For me, I can see people saying it is build specific, so I'm actually gonna throw that in usable. You do have to be shooting majority of the shots to be having volume shooter. If you're in the rec and you're shooting like 15 to 20, definitely a top tier badge. If you're in the rec and you're only shooting around 5, can't really get behind that. If you're in park and you're not really getting consistent, like I guess 9+ points every game, can't really get behind that as well. So yeah, I say usable. Let me make this look a little bit more pretty. And that's pretty much the shooting badges.